Hi everybody, I'm going to talk you through how a tensiometer works. So you'll see these commonly sold in horticultural applications. One big company that sells these is called Aerometer, so you'll see something like this. Basically, this is something that you can put in the soil. It's a low-tech instrument that tells you how much tension the soil is pulling or exerting on the water, and that's related to the soil moisture. So it can help you determine whether or not you need to water a soil. So the way that this works is it's basically just a column. If I unscrew this, it's just hollow inside, and I fill that column up with water. And then I have a reservoir up here at the top. So what I basically have now is a column of water and then a reservoir at the top. And then when I put this top on, it creates a seal. And so what happens is, when I put this into the soil, this is a ceramic tip, which is slightly porous. So water can actually move out from the water column, out of the ceramic very slowly, gets pulled out in the soil. So the drier the soil is, the harder it's gonna pull. And there's a vacuum gauge attached to the column here. So what happens is, if the soil is pulling really hard, it's gonna create a vacuum because it's gonna pull against that water, and I've got it sealed on this side. So the drier the soil, the harder the soil is gonna pull, and the greater the tension will show on the vacuum gauge. So it's not just related to soil wetness, but also the soil texture, because we know that soils that are coarser, that have larger pores, even at the same moisture content, are gonna pull less hard than soils with smaller pores, like clayier soils, which have greater ability to exert tension at the same moisture content. So in lab here, we've got these tensiometers in two different buckets, one in a loamy sand, one in a silt loam, both at the same moisture contents. Normally in lab, we're gonna have folks read what they say. At the same moisture content, the loamy sand is gonna have a lower tension exhibited on the tensiometer compared to the silt loam, because the loamy sand is coarser, bigger pores, not gonna pull as hard on water at the same moisture content. For your purposes, if you're doing this remotely, don't worry about the numbers. You don't have to put anything in your lab exercise when you do this. Just sort of understand how a tensiometer works.